chérie, chérie, mon beau Paris, c'est toujours toi que j'aime.
Hello and welcome to Paris Set Me Free, the Paris photo quiz this time. And last time I asked you to guess or find out where this interesting structure lies. It was in the snow, and we just had snow again. So a snowy beginning to the year of this 2010. Now this is a wonderfully enigmatic looking building. A structure, statue, a monument. Well, what exactly is it? Well, don't know if you've guessed where it is. You can see it looks like a park. Indeed it is in a park. And let me just show you where to find that. We're going to zoom in on it now, and pretty quickly you'll see the name appear. See where we're going there? Heading in, of course, it's Paris, and there's the name. We're heading into my favourite local park. There it is, Parc Montsouris. So that's where it is, that green area you can see. In fact, this is not Parc Montsouris, this is the Cité Universitaire, and this is the Périphérique, which goes around Paris. So let's zoom in a little bit more and find out. There's the RER line that goes through the park. Not the only train line that goes through the park, by the way. Right, now I'm coming down just about here, I think I need to be. Okay, let's zoom in a little bit more. Trying to position it where I have to be. Alright, now let's see what's going on here. Ah, look, there's a ball. Let's see what happens if I click on that. Ah, here we go. Right, so that's the edge of the park. And if I span around this way a little bit, let's see if I can find our monument. There it is! Okay, I'm a little bit too far, aren't I? Let me just zoom in one more. Okay, sorry about this. There it is, you see. That's our monument. And that's a woman walking past. By the looks of it, it's right in the edge of the park. And on Boulevard Jourdain, something like that. You'll see if you look it on a map, look it up on the map. There it is, and there's my photograph. I'm sure you'll agree that mine's better. Alright, so what is this weird and wonderful item? A big stone column with a hole in the top. Alright, well, as you admire the photograph, let me tell you that it's actually something called the Mire Sud de Paris, something like that. Or la Mire Sud du Méridien de Paris. Basically what the story is, a couple of hundred years ago, Paris actually had the meridian line. In other words, time began and finished with Paris, whereas now it's London, as we all know. Well, Greenwich, actually. 0 hour is generally regarded and accepted, by us at least, to be in Greenwich. And there's actually a line. You can go to Greenwich, which is just to the east of London, and see a line running down the middle of the street. And that's where time begins, folks. Well, before London thought that it owned time, the beginning of time, Paris did, and this was the south end of a line that went through Paris. This was on one end of it, and the other one, there was another one of these things. I think it was like this, I'm not sure, because it's gone now, I believe. I have to check up on that, which was on Montmartre, another hill, because Mont means mount, of course, although as I say that, I've got a feeling it might not come from that. Anyway, so this marked one end of a line that ran through Paris, which is where time used to begin, and it doesn't anymore because London stole the beginning of time. There's various things I could tell you about this, such as the inscription, which says something like Du règne de, and then there's a name which has been scrubbed out. Guess what it is? Mire de l'Observatoire. The name that's been scrubbed out was Napoleon. Don't know who did that. Maybe, well, obviously someone who didn't like him. It's about 4 or 5 meters high, and I think it used to be in the Jardin de l'Observatoire to help them line stuff up. But now it's not exactly on the line anymore. Apparently it's a few meters off, but it's still a pretty intriguing number, and very nice to see this sort of thing as you wander around and think, ooh, wonder what that is. So now you know. Well, so much for the beginning of time. Let's look at the next one now. This is the next conundrum, and in fact it's two pictures. Here's the first one, and here's the second one. No, it isn't. Knew that would happen. There's the first one, and there's the second one. The first one, and the second one. Now, I've actually called this botched nose jobs of the Middle Ages. Don't quote me on that though. So it's a couple of statues, not in very good condition, and they look like they're standing in front of some sort of wall. I'm sure you'll agree that the photographic treatment I've given them is totally awesome. But apart from that, where are they, and what are they? I'm kind of regretting asking you what they are, because I'll probably have to go back and look for a plaque or something. But what I'm hoping you'll do is tell me possibly where they are and what they relate to. They're in a kind of special place. Don't want to give too much away, but possibly not necessarily where you might think they might be. Try not to give too much away. Basically, if you've been there, you might know. If you haven't, you probably won't. Any further information on these two ladies would be well appreciated, including perhaps why they've lost the front projectile of their face. They're both pretty noseless. Either these really were botched nose jobs of the Middle Ages. I'm not sure if I'm right in saying that, but whether they were or they weren't, they're rather nice statues. The lighting's quite nice. I've played around. I'm rather proud of this effect, actually. Honestly, couldn't tell you how I got it. Just one of those playing around with settings and so on, which has it's brought out the detail in the faces and accentuated the fuzziness, if you like, of the background. And another interesting aspect of this photograph is that the colours have the real life ones of these, were way less punchy than these. So something had to be done. And what's happened is not only has the sharpness come out and the fuzziness of the background is very nice too, but colours have shifted, and all you need is a hint of a different colour, a hint of warmth on a face and a hint of chilliness on the background. And there's certain things you can do in some programs which can bring that out, and you can get very nice effects there. So that's it. Perhaps a secondary question, who are these ladies? But more importantly, where are they, is what I'd like to know about that one. Where are they? A rather interesting place they find themselves in. Okay, that's it for this time. That was the Paris Set Me Free Paris photo quiz, and I promise I'll try and get the answers up and a new photograph for you to ponder over a bit faster than I got this one up. So thanks for visiting. You can visit the site parissetmefree.com, or the blog, of course, at the new name of. Now, it would be really good if I knew what the new name was, wouldn't it? Okay, let's see if I can. Yeah, here we go. Parisphotos.parissetmefree.com. So it's a paris-photos.parissetmefree.com. Comments welcome on the blog.
Depuis que je suis à Paris, le jour et la nuit, je suis gris. J'ai compris la douceur de vivre. Je suis fou de joie, je suis ivre. Depuis que je suis à Paris.